Yasmin Gregory, you are the Green Party candidate for the general election for the constituency of Harlow. Um, Even the last 4 years, the Greens have built up quite a presence in this town. You must have been pleased with the work over the last 4 years.
Oh, absolutely. And I think the local elections, it gave everybody the opportunity to see how we've grown and how we could stand so many candidates. Having you say, we're a relatively young party in the history of Harlow politics.
And so, firstly, at your heart is the Green Party, and you're concerned about the environment in Harlow and beyond. Is that
Of course, I'm concerned about the environment, Michael, and so should everybody. But we are, we're more than just the green part, the green issues. We are looking at the health issues, the NHS. We are looking at housing. We are looking at all the other problems which have been caused by the last 14 years of government incompetence.
If we go back a few years again, and it's not over, so to speak, is the Stort.
Mm,
You were very much at the forefront of that. You spoke at the planning. What
yes.
did you Was that a success or a failure to you? And what did you learn from that you bring forward to, say, a general election?
Well, that was quite instrumental in me becoming an activist. It was through the Stort and being involved in the Stort that I began to see what happens in local politics, what doesn't happen, what is promised and never comes to fruition, and the number of moving goalposts which are always geared up towards the big money. And that to me, Michael, is just not right. And as I said before, and I will say again, having a voice like this, not being able to keep quiet, is a blessing and a burden. But it was from that I thought I just had to do something. And I looked at which party, because you have to be at the table. And I wanted to know which party could I align myself with. And funnily enough, I'd had a conversation with the then leader of the council, and he said, if you could align yourself to Sir Keir Starmer's policies, we would love to have you. And also in September 2020, I was doing a walkabout with the then MP Robert Halfon, and complaining about the state of the cycle paths. And I said I did a presentation to the council and to the county council, and it was entitled "I Want to Go from A to B, Not to A&E." So I'm still fighting on about potholes. I'm still not. I still do not have a place at that table, but it's not keeping me quiet.
And there are other issues. I guess that you wear a number of hats, don't you, in this town? And things like the Gilden Park development,
Yes.
which is very much part of the constituency, but very much part, where's our infrastructure? And is that a key issue? You look at what's happening in Harlow, saying, where's our infrastructure?
Yes, when you look at housing, when you look at education, when you look at the health service and the provision, they are all interlinked. Nye Bevan was the housing minister and the health minister when he started the NHS. And what people have to understand, they are not, if you have bad housing, your problems don't stop there. If you have bad housing, you have children performing badly at school. You have bad housing, the chances are there's bad nutrition. If you have bad housing, they are often they're restricted to where they can go. They end up in hospital. They've got respiratory problems. And of course, the other thing we have to remember is because the boundary has been extended, and we have a lot of people in the outlying villages who are not. They're of my age, Michael, my age and older, and we are going to be a drain on the NHS. And we've put our money in. We've put our money in the years. When I first started working, I thought I was going to be retiring at 60. As it is, if I get elected now, I'll do 5 years and then I'll be ready to retire at 66. But like so many women of my age, we were looking at retirement.
And I guess is that the WASPy campaign?
It is, Michael, it is
I
indeed.
wonder how many women in Harlow are affected by
Well, I don't have the numbers, Michael, but there's going to be a fair few of them.
that. So things like, when we have our hustings, our question time, you think things like cost of living and housing
Mm.
should be, well, we can't build another new town. That's not what you're saying, is it? It's
No, not at
the
all.
housing
No.
stock we have.
We look at the housing stock that we have. We look at the number of empty homes. We look at the quality of the homes. The home ownership is not just as a property owner, there are obligations as well for you to be looking after your property. We have an awful lot of rented accommodation, a lot of houses of multiple occupancies, a lot of converted office blocks. Now, Why didn't Harlow Council look at converting an office block and make it up to a decent standard? But what Harlow Council are doing is selling off all their assets. I don't even know where they're getting, what's happened to that money. And then they're buying assets which nobody wants. There's some to-ing and fro-ing with the money with Harlow Council, which I don't understand which numbers are being played against what's real money, what's pretend money. And I think that if we knew that, then that would stand us in a better place to say, well, with the hospital, for example, why do we have to build a new one? What is it? Why can we not just try and fix what we've got? Everybody likes the location. It's convenient for everybody. And you say, oh, it's no good. We've got to knock it down. You can't have that attitude. We can't just knock things down. You've got hospitals like St. Bart's. Well, that's just not knocked down. They've built around it. They've improved it. And this is what we want.
What will you gauge success come July 4th?
The win, Michael.
Seriously?
Seriously, the win. Why not? People say they want change. The Green Party are offering real hope, real change. You've got, as Carol Vorderman said, beware of a menopausal woman. There's something to be frightened of. I'm not scared of anybody, Michael. I will go out there and I will get change. And I want people to say to me what they want, what is their priority. But also they need to remember, if it's in my gift, I will give it. If it's not in my gift, then I will find out whose gift it is and I will be knocking on their door.